Here again with another Shameless Season 5 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important if you aren't caught up to the point where I am, every watching you're watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, this is my second time watching this show. A lot of it is good and a lot of it is bad. So right now we're in the good stuff. This will be Shameless Season 5, Episode 5. The title of this episode is called Rite of Passage. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Fiona wakes up admiring her wedding ring. That's really not a wedding ring. It's the thing that tied the flowers together. Gus is doing a little heroin to start the morning. Actually, it's insulin, as Gus is a diabetic. And Fiona says, what else doesn't she know about Gus? And Fiona's having fun, doesn't want to tell the family, but she'll tell them today that she got married. Mickey needs to talk to Ian, and Mickey's picture is on a wanted sign for all the stuff that he's done about stealing people's property. Ian starts to blow Mickey, and I'm sure he absolutely likes that. And then a man tells Sammy that she has to vacate the lot because she doesn't own the lot. Frank tells Sammy that he's getting her a new trailer, but he's not actually doing that. He's just saying that she'll get off his back. V actually wants Kev to get off by another woman, since V got off by another man, just the friction. So she gives Kevin the okay to have an orgasm by somebody else. Next man up, Tommy has lip work from above as one of the Mexicans fell off the roof of the building. Debbie wants Derek, that's the guy that saved her from Holly and friends, to show her some moves, or show him some moves. Yes, I'm right, show her some moves. Wade, that's the father of the kid that now Frank has the organs of, or at least the liver, says that Frank got David's soul in addition to his liver. And Wade says he was in work for Milwaukee when the home invasion happened that killed David. Frank offers to stay the night. Jackie's having a hard time at work, as today she has the hearing to potentially get her daughter back. And Fiona gives her some words of encouragement. Frank finds a joint and a nudie magazine in David's room as he's laying on his bed. Angela, the Big Temper, has returned to Patsy's as she was out of town. She asks Fiona about jewelry, like, oh, you have a wedding ring, but it's not really a wedding ring. It's, doesn't even look like it, But Fiona's like, oh, I'm married, and, I'm not interested in you. I appreciate the physical attraction, but that's just not my thing. But that's not going to stop her. Kev goes to the park and wants a hand job from a mom. Instead, he gets pepper spray because she thinks he's there to be a pedophile. Debbie gives Holly and Ellie a beat down. Mickey finds out Ian left the club with another guy. Sammy hits on Mickey at the alibi. Well, that doesn't go anywhere for Sammy. Jackie has OD'd, the person that works at Patsy's with Fiona, as Fiona and Sean go to her place and find her out. Gus arrives at the Gallagher place, tells Chucky to let Fiona know that he's here, and Chucky says Fiona's not here, and he's like, what? She's supposed to be. Kev hits on a chick, tells her he's allowed one hand job. Frank comforts Wade's wife, and she actually starts making out with Frank, and she mentions not only did she lose her son that day, but she also lost her husband because her husband's really weird since the events of David's death. And her and Frank start to fuck, which is very interesting. Mickey and the relatives shoot out a window of a business. Lip went with them, but didn't actually fire, but he was standing in the line. And Mickey says, South Side, huh? Fucking knew it. Fiona talks to Sean about how Jackie was so excited to get her daughter back. Something must have happened. Sean says when he saw the syringe next to Jackie, he wanted to shoot up. Kev tells V he went through with the hand job. And Kev wants to go check on the crying children upstairs. And V says if he does that, she's not going to be there when he comes back down. So yeah, just because he wants to check on children, V's upset about that because like he doesn't really want to pay any attention to her anymore, and she's out if he does that. Lip tells Fiona he's going back to school earlier than expected. Fiona says she's going to miss him, and Lip's been a really solid character with the supporting of Fiona since her difficulties. And then Fiona mentions to Lip that she got married, and he's like, really? He seems happy. He asks Lip not to tell the kids as she wants to do it herself. And then Fiona hugs Lip and says, don't be a stranger. Now Laura, that's Wade's wife, wants Frank to stay. Sammy asks Debbie for some aspirin. Sammy comes to David and Laura's place, tries to stab Frank. He takes off running. Sammy says, you run fast! Like Frank, he's used to running away. Ian gives Mickey some money and says he did a porno. Mickey tells Ian that he needs to pack his shit up as he's sick and he needs to take him to a hospital. And then Ian takes the baby and takes off. Fiona tells Gus Jackie will be released soon. He makes her so happy, but there's a little part of her that thinks that they made a big mistake. Let's make it the most fun big mistake we've ever made, Gus tells Fiona. And then the big tipper is back. You came back after all. She had hit on Fiona, and Fiona's like, oh, I'm with somebody and I'm not really interested. But this time, she's there with Jimmy Steve, and she knows him as Jack. And then Angela, the big tipper, says, I'll let you two catch up. And then Jimmy Steve says, I did. Like, you came back. She's talking to Angela when she says that, but Jimmy Steve answers that question. And Fiona can't believe it to end the episode that Jimmy Steve has returned. We saw him at the end of season 4, but now he is back. So I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I think it was pretty solid. My characters of the episode, I'm going to give it to Frank because Frank is just the way he gets in with that family is pretty awesome. And then Debbie, I'm going to give the character of the episode to Debbie for the females just because of what she did to Holly and Ellie. That was pretty cool. And even though I can't stand Debbie's character at this point, she still has her moments where she's, above everybody else, at least as far as the females. So those are my opinions on this episode, but I want to hear what you have to say. If you happen to be a fan of Shameless, which I hope you are, you're watching or listening to this video, and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please Hulk smash that like button. It really does help. If I get 3 or 4 more likes a video, that actually goes a long way. Share the video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms if you deem it something that you would want to share. And don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you rate the episode, and whom would be your male or female character of the episode, or both? However you want to do it. And then last but certainly not least, well, actually, don't forget to check out my Shameless series finale rant video right here. If you've seen every episode of Shameless and want to jump ahead a little bit, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the video anyway. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.